Now, I'm joined with two guests. We've got Jennifer Shen as well as Gene Rossi. Good afternoon to you both.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Jennifer, let's start with you. This is a case that started on Monday. We anticipated it would potentially go into next week. Now we're partway through the prosecution's closing arguments. From what you've seen so far, give us your initial reaction.
Well, you have some cases where you don't have very much evidence and there's a lot of circumstantial evidence. And then you have some cases where there is just an incredible amount of evidence. And that's what we have here. There is so much evidence to back up this case. It's just mind-boggling. Not only the physical evidence with the blood, there's so much information there with the blood on the walls, and you can see the battle that took place. You can see the evidence that was left behind by a really fierce battle between the victim and the suspect. But you also have the list and the plans that were written ahead of time. I mean, this is, as terrible of a case as it is, it's a prosecutor's dream. There's so much evidence to work with.
Yeah. And Gene Rossi, I know that technically this is a circumstantial evidence case. There's no quote unquote smoking gun, but boy, is that gun hot. There's a lot of evidence here, even though they don't have that smoking gun. What are your initial reactions?
Overwhelmed. The evidence is just overwhelming, as Jennifer just said. Here's the only minor criticism, and it's just minor, about the prosecutor's presentation. There's so much evidence, as Jennifer just mentioned. It's just incredibly heavyweight evidence. I would have broken up it into topics a little bit, maybe the notes. It just seemed like the prosecutor was just throwing everything at the wall and hoping the jury remembered it. But that's a minor criticism. The prosecutor's doing it very methodically, nothing, no fire and brimstone. He's letting the evidence speak for him. I do want to ask this after the end of his closing, if he doesn't raise this issue, what is the motive? Is it money? Is it rage? Is it jealousy? I would like to know the motive.
Yeah, that should be interesting. We'll see how so far they've been tying up some loose ends. Let's see if they tie it well enough for this jury. I don't think it's going to be that difficult, but we'll see if that question gets answered. We're going to take a quick break and come back with more here on the Law and Crime Trial Network.